Hey guys, Romie here. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're a first time viewer, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much. Please like and comment on this video. This is my recap, my review for Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 7, Episode 9, Driving Miss Siggy. Now, Siggy, she's at home right now, and she's talking with her daughter because she wants her daughter to go on this, I guess, spiritual, religious, cultural, retreat thing for young teens or something of that matter who are Jewish. So it's just like, you're going to be doing that from now on the weekends, or at least on Fridays. Now, while she's speaking with her daughter regarding that, her son comes home and says like, oh, wait, he's home. No, we gotta go downstairs. And why is she so excited? Because, he gets his driver's license. He's official. He can drive on his own. Now, of course, that also means that she has less control and reins on him. And she has to loosen the reins. But, of course, she's excited for him. It's like, oh Lord, but now I'm never going to see him anymore. And it's already started to be like that just once he has permit and as he got a little bit older. And then they talk about the whole car thing. They're going to figure out the whole car thing a little bit later. Dolores is still at home, and, her son comes home, and her son, of course, he has his car ready, so he's off and away, and he's just like, yeah, Mom, we don't have a kitchen anymore, so, I go with my friends, and we eat, and we hang out, and we chill. And here's the issue with Dolores. Dolores, because she just recently lost her dog, she put herself out there more with regards to her kids. Her kids, on the other hand, they're still living their lives like everything's normal. Because to them, for the most part, except for them losing their dog, everything is pretty much normal. Dolores wants to see her son more, wants to see her kids more in general. But Dolores also has some work that needs to be done. So she needs to go and figure that out. Now, of course, Joe is talking with his lawyer, and they're just talking about the specifics about him going away soon and all of that. And Teresa's just saying how Joe is overall handling it much better than he originally was. So after that, we get to Melissa. Melissa's at home. She's with Joe. And Melissa comes home. She's tired. She's aching. This is aching. That's aching. Joe's like, look, we need to talk because I actually just lost a real contract. And this is where we see that scene of Joe kind of unintentionally demeaning what she does and saying how she brings in crumbs but she brings in crumbs, he brings home the bacon, and here's the real issue regarding that whole conversation. Yes, was it demeaning? Yes, are we not really on Joe's side regarding part of that conversation? Yeah, but the other part of it has to do with the fact that Melissa, of course she can go out, work, get her independence, but she didn't truly set up a structure of how they're going to officially handle things when she's off working or their schedules. And because of that, they're running into this conflict of, you do me, I do you, we'll figure out the kids as we go along the way. That doesn't work when you have 3 kids and 2 full-time jobs. So she's realizing, Joe, you have to respect me in all matters, and you put me up in this, oh yeah, that's all well and good, but I want it for myself as well. I want to show that I can get it. I want to feel that proud moment that you consistently feel with your job, not just with the kids. So they're going to figure it out. Now we're at Jacqueline's place. Of course, Nicholas is there. Teresa brings her young girls there, and Jacqueline and Teresa talk. Melania is interacting really well with Nicholas, and you can tell Melania is a sweetheart. She's tough, but she's also soft and emotional. She's a type where she'll go and hit you on the arm, but if you're really mad at her, she'll be genuinely upset and feel bad about it later on. She's that type. So Teresa, of course, and Jacqueline are talking about how it's interesting that they say you pair up kids like Nicholas because they didn't know that Nicholas was autistic. Jacqueline explained it to them, and it was just like, well, yeah, I actually have a friend who she can't walk, so what we do is I go and of course hang out with her and push her wheelchair and do all that stuff. So we already knew Melania had a big heart. Now we're just seeing more of it. She's saying Melania's just like Joe, and we already knew that, but Teresa and Jacqueline are talking, and of course, again, this is reaffirming the fact that sometimes when Jacqueline's in a certain mood or is reacting to certain things, it's because of she's dealing with a lot. And of course, Teresa's just like, we're friends again, so I have your back. Don't worry about much. We get to Melissa and Siggy, And Siggy lets it be known, it's just like, well, see, Melissa wants to go and discuss because she took the kids to school and she's doing all this other stuff. And she's just like, you know, with Joe and this and Joe and that. Siggy's like, look, you have a great marriage. You have a great husband. Do not take it for granted. But, of course, he can't take you for granted. But you know that he doesn't, right? It's like of course. Like, but this other form of respect, as far as you working, you have to stick it out with that independence, because if you don't, you know nothing will change. So it's like, yeah, absolutely. So this is like, don't worry about it. You guys have a great relationship compared to most people, period. And now we're at Dolores. She went to Kathy's. Yes, Kathy. We see Kathy, we see Richie and Rosie, and no, unfortunately, Kathy's going through it right now because her daughter, remember her daughter has had the brain tumor? Yeah, it's back. The brain tumor is back, and so she's dealing with a lot right now. And so it also makes sense why she's not in the mood to deal with Teresa and what's going on with regards to Teresa. But guess who invites Teresa to her book signing? Dolores. Dolores invites Kathy and also Rosie to the book signing, so you know they're going to go. You know they're going to show up because, you know, at the end of the day, it's family. You really don't want to have that type of issues with family, especially since everyone has their own personal issues. Now, Teresa and Joe are going out for massages, and this is where Joe lets Teresa know, you know what? The kids do know that you went away to jail. You keep calling the camp? No, they know you went away to jail. Because Teresa told her kids that, oh, I'm going to jail in order to write this book. And it's just like, okay. No, he was just like, they have the internet, you know, this is 2016. They found out. They know that you went to jail, and they know that I'm going there too. So let's just stop with the BS. Now, Dolores goes to her gym, you know, the business that she owns and has been there for a moment. So she talks with her guy, and he's over it because he's like, where have you been? And she said, no, just cut me some slack. You know, my dog died and all of that. And he said, I completely understand, but here's what we currently need. And now that you're here, I need you, like you said, you're going to be here at least a couple of times a week, because it's been the first month. And in the first month, we were supposed to sign up 15 to 1,800 people. We signed up 1,300. Because we signed up 1,300, now you're going to have to come out of pocket to cover the rest of the cost. And so I need you to figure out how to attract more women, because we have predominantly males. So she decides, you know what? There's a lot of women who, you know, they want something to do on the weekends and something empowering, something that makes them feel good. So she's going to go and she's going to talk with her female friends and coordinate to see how they can get some type of women's program, like a weekend, like a full weekend pass, Friday, Saturday, Sunday pass for the ladies, to just kind of get them acclimated to the space, to see what's there for them, so that they can feel comfortable and come in and potentially want to do it on a more daily basis. Now, of course, Melissa invited her family, and they're gonna cook. They're gonna cook meatballs and sauce. And the interesting thing is that Melissa, of course, she's talking with her family and talking about her business. And on one side, her family's just like, you know, you need to go and absolutely support your wife. And it's just like, of course I love my wife. It's like, we know that you love your wife. We just need to make sure you show that you love her the way that you say you do with regards to her business. And then on the other hand, it's just like, but you also need to delegate more regarding what are you guys going to be doing with the kids? Because, of course, Joe doesn't want anyone taking care of their kids. He wants his wife to do it. So they have to find a happy medium. Now, Siggy and her son, they go out with her ex, so his father, and also his new stepmom. Well, I shouldn't say new, but his stepmom and his half-brother. His brother. Let's stop at half. His brother. So... and they have a great relationship, because how it worked was after Siggy broke up with her ex, she actually paired up her ex. So she said, you know what, I'm going to find you someone. And she found her. And so Ziggy is very emotional right now, because she feels like she's slowly losing her son, since her son is now gaining his independence, and his son is a little too touchy-feely for me. I want some privacy. I want some more independence. And it's just like, well, you know, your mother, this is his stepmother. It's just like, well, you know, of course your mom loves you. We know you love your mom. And Siggy starts crying because she sees the baby, and it reminds her of when her son was little. And so that's the only image of him that she has in her mind. Now, he was just like, you know, of course I love mom, and it's just, but there's like, oh, stop right there. You know you love mom. That's it. Just stay right there. That's it. That's all. That's how you purpose it. That's how you say it. And we stop from there. Continue from there. Now it's time for them to go to Teresa's book signing. And this is where Jacqueline finds out from Dolores that Kathy and Rosie were invited, and so that they'll be making an appearance. I'm not really sure how I feel about them not giving Teresa the heads up, but maybe it was for the best. Maybe Teresa would have been on extra guard. I don't know. So Teresa talks about how she was concerned that with her going away to jail, maybe people weren't going to be fans of hers anymore, so she appreciates the turnout. And also with her kids. That's why she didn't want her kids to know that she was going to jail. Because it's like bad guys or bad people go to jail, and so she doesn't want her kids to think of her that way. I understand that. Anyway, the book signing's going great. Melissa's there to support, and she writes in Melissa's book. She wrote in Joe's book too, but she wrote in Melissa's book how she loves him. How Teresa loves Melissa and wants it to be like how they were when they first met each other, so that they could be sisters, like real sisters again. And that's all Melissa wanted. So she's excited. Now, once they leave the restaurant, you know, Siggy and her people, that's when they see this black Jeep. And it's like, and the son's like, oh, okay, this is cool. Whose car is this? Like, it's yours. And of course he's flipping out because it's really nice. It's all blacked out. He's like, it's official. I'm thinking, Lord, if I'm assuming that it's a Jeep, so it's probably all-wheel drive. Damn it, because if it wasn't, you could maybe give the excuse of, you can't go anywhere when it's snowing because it's not all-wheel drive, but you got him a Jeep, so now he can really do it. Come on. Siggy, I don't know if you thought about it like that, but that's how I would have thought about it. Of course, Teresa and Jacqueline and Dolores are there. They all smile, cheese it up, because Teresa's just like, we don't have many pictures together, at least recently. It's like, of course not, because you guys were arguing for a while. Not with Dolores, but just you and Jacqueline. So it's nice that you all came together. Kathy and Rosie came out, and they're to support, and Teresa's completely thrown off, because as we know, there's a lot of bad blood there as far as family is concerned. So when Rosie's just like, you know, we're here to support you, and it's like, thank you, but maybe we could go out to lunch, you know, just a casual lunch. And Teresa, she doesn't say yes. First off, Teresa's trying to make it seem like, oh, she responded to the text message. This is what Teresa probably did. Teresa saw a text message and was probably like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. You know, and when you're not really cool with someone, that's how it normally is. You see the text message, you see it, you receive it, and it's like, it is what it is. And sometimes you think, oh, yeah. In your mind, you reply back, but you know you don't actually do it in real life. So, again, it is what it is. Rosie gets upset because Teresa isn't really saying she wants to go and do a lunch thing. Teresa's just like, you know what, let it be. What it is, what it is. What will be is so. And you're just like, okay, well, we're not going to cause a scene. So Rosie then goes over to Joe, and Rosie apologizes to Joe for the thing that she said during New Year's, and Joe's over it because Joe, of course, didn't even know about it. It's just like, you know what, you're bringing this drama to me when I'm trying to go. And maybe how it was presented in that scene was in the right time. Joe definitely isn't in the right frame of mind to hear anything like that. So I understand why Joe wasn't really feeling it. I was a little disappointed that they couldn't just mend fences at that time. But we go from there to it. Essentially, the episode was over after that because Joe and Teresa talked about what just happened. Finally, we're going to see how things are really unfolding, and I do feel bad for Siggy because she looks like she's going to be really hurt by all the things that are about to happen next. Aside from that, please like, comment, subscribe. The foolery will really begin starting these next couple of weeks, because how much longer do we have anyway?